what's up? 8-Byte Brian back again for Flea Market, Thrift Store, and Game Store pickups for February. So I got quite a bit more stuff than I thought I had for this month, so let's get right to it and we'll get into some toys. Alright, so one of the first things that I found that's pretty interesting, picked this up for $1. This is an old Thundercats Lino gauntlet they used to wear over one of his hands, and this is from an 80s playset where it would come with a shield and a sword. And these really, they didn't make a lot of these, so they're really rare. I've seen them at conventions with complete sets going for well over $100 loose, not even sealed. So just finding any part of this is really, really uncommon and just really cool to add to my Thundercats collection, so that was a neat find. Also with toys, I also found this. I've been looking for one for quite a while. I'm a huge Voltron fan, and this is the Japanese Vehicle Team Force Dairugger Metal Voltron from 1984, which is different than the classic Lion Force Voltron because it's vehicles that form together like a spaceship and helicopters, missing the propellers here, a tank, and some jeeps that form together. And 80% of this is die-cast metal, so this weighs almost about a good full pound. And these usually go for about $30, even in this condition, missing the propellers and missing the rocket ship that goes on the chest plate. But the propellers are pretty common. The rocket ship you almost never ever see, at least in the die-cast metal one. So I paid $10 for this. And really awesome to have in my Voltron collection because I can never get enough Voltron, so this thing is awesome. I'm really glad that I picked that up. Now let's see, also I picked up, these aren't really toys, but pretty neat I think. Pick up some cool Donkey Kong coloring books from like the early 80s and very late 70s. They're really neat with the different artwork. You can really see the old style. And they have all different types of like puzzles and activities and things that you can do in there. You know, it shows Mario and I can't remember his first. Oh, Pauline. Yeah, the first girl that he was into. There you go. It's another one. Donkey Kong Strikes Again. Different puzzles and activities. So these were. I think like $2 each, so really cool. I thought they were a really great find. Just something weird you don't see. Another thing I picked up that's pretty interesting, got this for only $1. And with all the new Power Rangers stuff coming out right now, I thought this was really neat. It's called Robo-Formers. And now this looks like it's from like the 70s or 80s, because it immediately struck me as like old, like Japanime, like Ultraman type stuff. But this was actually made in 1990, so it's pretty recent, you know, all things considered, and especially the look of the design of the art style on the box. And it actually is kind of just like what you'd think, like a crossover between like Voltron or Ultraman or Power Rangers. And I haven't had time to watch it yet, but it just looks really neat. I really like the art style on the front of the box. Very cool. And also I picked up a few things that I didn't expect to find here. I picked up, if you guys remember, I did my review on the Fast Ones toy line of cars. And these were only $1 each, which is unreal. They usually go for like easily $12 each on eBay. And you have the Street Shark here, which I didn't have prior. Really cool with the fin. This is called the Twin Tank Turbo. A nice purple tanks and cockpit. And he's the only one missing a license plate. The other two still have their license plates intact too. And this one, I don't know if this one has a name. Oh, this is called the Stock Shocker. Really nice looking orange race car. And just really wild. You don't see these out at flea markets very much. And also, I found even rarer than this, I did the Kidco Burning Key Cars review a while ago. Well, I did not know, unbeknownst to me, that Kidco actually did their own die-cast line of regular die-cast cars, competing with like Corgi and Mattel and Hot Wheels and the like at the time. And they're really nicely detailed. You have the T-Tops Camaro here, all die-cast metal that weigh a good couple of ounces each. The doors open up, really nicely detailed interiors. And then you have the Mustang pace car. So I think these were actually part of a set. I don't have too much information on these yet, but the fact that they're both the same style of like silver and chrome, and the doors open very similarly makes me think this might have been just a one-time set. But still really cool. They're from 1980. Get the door shut there. There we go. It's a little tricky to shut. And let's see. Well, that actually does it for toys. Not too much in the way of toys this month. I'm not usually collecting as much toys as I used to, so let's move right into games. Alright, so first off, I picked up an original DS. Took a chance on this. I've never been a big DS fan myself. I like some of the games that come out, but they're just really not my speed. But I like the older style, of course. You guys know me. The more retro it is, the more I'm probably going to add to my collection. And I got this for 12 bucks, and didn't have a charger, so I was kind of iffy the guy I bought it off him. I bought it off a lot of stuff before. Even still has the original stylus, which, you know, that's a surprise that that was still in there. For 12 bucks, and I was totally expecting to have, like, pixelated lines or whatever. But, you know, it actually works. Works really good, no problems at all. Plays my Game Boy Advance games good, and started playing some of the DS games a lot of people have recommended to me, like Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass and stuff like that. So, you know, very cool to have a DS in my collection. I don't really want a 3DS or anything at this point, so I hope a lot of people be like, well, why don't you just get a 3DS? And I just want a DS. When I'm ready to get a 3DS, I'll get a 3DS, so I'll get around to it eventually, I guess. Aside from that, I also picked up a nice red N64 controller for only $1. Needs a little bit of electrical tape on the cord there, but still a great deal for only $1. Whenever you find a colored N64 controller, I'm not going to pass that up. And then this was something that I needed for a long time. Actually, both of these. I picked up an Eliminator cleaner for my Nintendo Entertainment System, because these things don't tear when they clean out the contacts. It's just a nice slippery plastic. And then also a cleaner for my Super Nintendo for $3 or $4. So these are invaluable. You just have to own these, and for whatever reason, they're actually really hard to find. I mean, they're not rare, but it's just people don't want to sell them because everybody needs them. Now let's see other random gaming stuff. Sorry to move all up in the camera like that. I picked up a GameCom. Now, I'd already had a GameCom before, but it was missing the stylus and didn't really work so great. So this one also had two really rare games, Centipede and Sonic Jam, and I paid 15 bucks or 10 bucks. I don't think more than 15 bucks for this. So I'll probably end up trading in my old one. And this has the stylus, and now it's complete. You know, I know who the hell collects GameCom, but I think it's neat. It's a weird, obscure technology from a company that mainly did LCD games, so it's really crazy that, you know, that Tiger ever made their own portable handheld system. And you can even hook this thing up to the internet, you know, if you have the right type of modem. And let's see, I also picked up a lot of really cool PC stuff this month, too. This I got all very, very cheaply, less than $1 a piece for. The Temple of a Shy, or a Spy, I have no idea how to pronounce that. But this is complete in the box. It has the manual and everything. These are all cassettes, because these are mainly Commodore 64 game, so I'll show you that right here. So there's 3 cassettes there that you would load up. And then on the back, it shows you like pictures of what the game looks like. So it's a really old style RPG. And this goes complete, you know, not sealed or anything, give or take 60 bucks. Another interesting Commodore 64 game, the Microscopic Mission, sealed. I have yet to figure out how much this goes for, but probably a decent amount because it's sealed and, you know, it's an old IBM game. And King's Quest 3, To Err is Human. And this goes for about 50 to 60 bucks or more complete because, you know, everybody loves the King's Quest series. These are classic, they're collectible, and also nicely complete. Paid $1 for it, can't beat it. And let's see here. I also picked up Speedway for the Odyssey 2. I don't usually collect for the Odyssey 2, but if I ever find anything cheap, I usually pick it up. A couple of Sega Dreamcast games, Virtua Striker, which I actually confused with Virtual On, so I didn't realize this was a soccer game, so bleh, but only like $2. And WWF Royal Rumble. So, nothing great, but, you know, can't really pass up on cheap Dreamcast games, in my opinion. Alrighty, let's see, and then I also got a game for $2 for my DS. I got Space Invaders Revolution, which I actually really gotta recommend. This is a fun new take on the old classic, and you can even play the original Space Invaders on here as well, so really fun. I'm glad I picked that up. And then I also picked up a couple games for my Sega Genesis. Got this for $5, believe it or not. Superman by Sunsoft. Complete with the manual and everything. And it's really cool with the yellow cartridge. You have Brainiac on the back with Superman's fighting, and I can't wait to dedicate some time to this and play this. So, really cool little random thrift store that I go to. Just so surprised to see that on the counter that nobody had picked it up for $5. It easily goes for $30. And then a very rare Genesis game called Vapor Trail, which I'm excited to play. Got that for $20, which is a good deal. Usually goes for 30 to 40, so that's a pretty decent discount, I think. So, very cool. Let's see. Then I also got a bunch of Nintendo stuff as well, but not too much, because Nintendo stuff is getting pricier and pricier every day. I got Quattro Sports for $5 at a local game store near me, because I've been wanting to pick it up, and that's a decent price for an unlicensed NES game. I got Flight of the Intruder, which is pretty uncommon, only paid $1 for that. Sesame Street ABC, which I confused with a more rare game, ABC 123, paid $5 for, but it's okay, so no big loss. Then I picked up Spiritual Warfare, one of the Wisdom Tree games. I think this was 10 or 15 bucks, no more than 20, so a pretty decent deal, I think, for any of the Wisdom Tree games. And then I picked up a mostly complete in-box Camerica Ultimate Stuntman. And I believe this is the same between maybe $15 to $20, so overall a good deal, I think. Love the artwork there. Alright, and then I also picked up Resident Evil 2 for only $6. Really great deal, thanks to my friend Mel. Awesome. And I also picked up some PS1 stuff for, most of these were really cheap. Picked up Cardinal Sin for $3, fighting style game. Gubble for I think like $2, really cheap. I thought it was more uncommon than it is because of the name, but it's actually really stupid, so I don't recommend it. Tomb Raider Chronicles for $3, good deal. Silent Hill complete for 20. That's a fantastic deal. It's about 50% off, so great to have that. And then WWF SmackDown 2, Know Your Role. Paid like $1.50 for that. Good find. Let's see. Last but not least, Atari stuff, of course. Probably what I always have the most of every month. Picked up Secret Quest for, I think, $5. Pretty rare, late Atari game from 1990, so they were still making them up until 91 or 92 when Clax came out on PAL over in Europe. This is very unusual to see, and especially boxed, and you can see all the price tags of where it was $16, then it was $9, and $7, and $5, and $3, and there's even a receipt on the back from Caldor showing someone only paid $3 for it. So it's really funny showing the poor downfall of Atari. Okay, and then I just got today. I got Picnic, a rare Atari game for only $5. Now a lot of these, I'll tell you guys a secret. Go to your local game stores and dig through the racks, and you can find great rare Atari games for like under $5 that these stores just don't price anymore, that still sell for like hundreds of dollars, you know, $20, $30, $40, $50 and up. Another fairly uncommon one I picked up for a couple bucks, Blueprint. Summer Games, I think I paid about $2 for that. Checkers, I paid about $3 for, which is very rare, believe it or not. You wouldn't expect Checkers to be rare, but for some reason it is. So, you know, I love my Atari Age website that I go to all the time. It really helps me a lot in, you know, figuring out what to get and what not to pay too much for my Atari collection. Very rare Atari games, Submarine Commander. Stellar Track, which is kind of like a Star Wars type of space simulator. Math. Again, yeah, one of those games you wouldn't think is rare, but it is. Snake, the 2600, kind of a neat Pac-Man clone, except just a Snake clone, kind of like Nibbles, if you ever played Nibbles on the old IBM PC. Fishing Derby, dirt common, but couldn't believe I didn't have this. Tapeworm, paid $10 for this unfortunately, but it is uncommon, and the price of it just keeps going up and up and up on eBay, like 15 and up, so I said, let me get it while it's pretty cheap, because I'm probably not going to be able to get it cheaper than this in the near future. Skeet Shoot, a very, very rare Atari game. Like $2 for that, I think. Final Approach, another, just a couple of bucks. That's worth like 15 or 20. And this, oh my god, this was a steal that I found at a game store. This is Guardian for the 2600, and this is one of probably the top 75 rarest games for the 2600. This goes easily for like $160 and up, and I paid $5 for it. And it's because the end label was missing on it, so I made one up for myself for my personal collection, so it looks nice. And you know, I paid like $4 for it because it just had an old sticker, and the people there, you know, they don't check their Atari stuff, and I do. I go through those racks, I type that in on Atari Age, and out of 10, this is rated an 8. So this is in like the top 20% of Atari rare Atari games. And just look on eBay, and you can see what people are paying for it. So if you can find it cheap, I totally recommend it. And last but not least, a couple of these interesting double-ender Atari games. I paid like, I think, $2 for this as well. This is Ghost Manor and Spike's Peak. And another one here. Artillery Duel and Chuck Norris Super Kicks. How cool is that? Friggin' Chuck Norris game. Alright guys, well that is going to do it for February for Flea Market thrift store and game store finds. So keep hunting and hitting those flea markets out there. And I'll see you guys back here next.
Hey guys, if you liked the video that you just watched, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And if you do the Facebook and Twitter thing, follow me at #KingRetro. See you next time.